Welcome to the 2024 season of the Best Garden Channel on YouTube. Today is the much anticipated free seed giveaway. For those of you who have been long-time subscribers of this gardening channel, thank you for sticking with us. We hope to get back to it this year with weekly videos every Monday morning and additional videos or shorts coming at other times. For those who are just getting started, please take a moment to look through our playlists and videos to enjoy some of the great content that is already available. And of course, we welcome everyone to subscribe to the channel. Today we are announcing the varieties in this year's free seed giveaway. Every year since we got started, we have given out free seeds to subscribers, and we have received many letters and emails from people who have been delighted growing the seeds in their own gardens. We ask nothing in return for the seeds, but ask that only subscribers participate. Also, you will need to provide a self-addressed stamped envelope to get the seeds back to you. We will follow up with the address to which you can send your envelope later in this video. Every year, some people also send some seeds from their own gardens for us to grow in the Best Garden Channel garden. And although we are delighted to receive them and personal notes from our subscribers, it is not at all a requirement to receive the free seeds. Also, I should let you know that there is a time window in which you must send in your self-addressed stamped envelope. Please send it in no later than the end of February. And since it is leap year, that would be February 29th. Anytime before Monday, February 29th, you may postmark your envelope and still get free seeds. And now to get started. There will be 4 types of seeds in this year's giveaway. I attempted to choose varieties that are both interesting and useful. Real staples of the garden that can be of great use to our subscribers, but also interesting and fun varieties to grow. The first such variety is lacinato kale. Now you might know this as dinosaur kale. It's the type of kale that kind of grows up in kind of like a fireworking pattern out, where you have a long stem and then leaves that curl out from the center, kind of in the way a firework might burst out, or a geyser might come out of the ground. And of course, it's green, the kale, and a lot of people really like this variety. They say it has a more complex flavor profile than some other kales, with earthy tones, but even that little bit of sweetness mixed in there. Uh, this isn't necessarily the restaurant variety kale that you would normally have. You'll often, though, see it in organic markets or farmers markets and things like that. And obviously, if you watch YouTube gardening channels, there are a lot of lacinato kales out there. And sometimes you also see it in grocery stores or restaurants. So this will be the lacinato kale, and I think, particularly as I'm sitting here right now, and the temperature's hardly even cracking the 0 mark, it is good to think of varieties that are a little bit more cold hardy, that grow a little bit later into the fall, when it starts to get a little bit colder. These can survive a frost. In fact, you can see lacinato kale with snow growing around it. And even the taste of it when it is cold will taste a little bit sweeter. So kale's great in that way. Actually, we did a great kale recipe that was just a salad. Um, Really good way to use it. Not the healthiest way to use it, because we mixed in some sugar and mayonnaise as well. But it was it's a great way to do it. So I think kale is very versatile. I think you'll enjoy it in your garden. You'll like the cold hardiness of it, the really season extending properties of it, and ideally we can get it to where in most zones, most of the months of the year, there's something you're doing for your garden. And I think that'll be a theme that we are going to be continuing this year through the gardening channel, about the great things that you can do all throughout the year to keep gardening. So last not Kel is our first variety. The next one up is our, actually let's stick with the theme of kind of a little bit more cold hardy variety. And we're going to talk about a cold hardy tomato. Now, when I say cold hardy, I don't mean frost hardy, not that at all. It is still a tomato plant after all, but this tomato can keep producing all the way down at 38 degrees. So we've actually talked about it before on the channel. It's the Siberian heirloom tomato. And this year we're going to be giving out seeds for it. And I'm very excited to grow it again with you, growing it as well. And we'll lead you through the process of how to grow it, as well as all of the varieties here in the seed giveaway, as well as many other varieties. But the Siberian heirloom tomato is a very versatile tomato. You can use it in sauces, you can use it as a slicer, you can use it in salads. It's about medium size. It's not as small as a cherry tomato, but it's not like a big full size tomato either. So it is versatile in that way as well. So I like the Siberian heirloom tomato as a pretty good option. And again, that season extending property of it is just great. Additionally, 50-day turnaround from planting the transplant until we actually are getting the tomatoes. So, very exciting to grow the Siberian heirloom tomato. It is considered a determinate variety, so you can actually set this up so you start growing different plants at different times and have them ready to transplant in place of each other. And you can just have crop after crop of these tomatoes ready to go and have a nice season with big harvests throughout it, that even continues into those kind of cooler temperatures where most tomato plants would be done. So we're really looking in the zone I'm in here, the Kansas City area, which is zone 6, at the possibility of maybe even into late September, early October, still getting good harvests out of our tomato crops. The next we have up is the Marconi Red Sweet Pepper. Now, this is a variety I myself have not grown before, so I am excited to grow it with you and find out what it's like. My understanding is that these can be fairly long peppers, up to a foot in length, and generally about 3 inches in width, and that they can grow even on reasonably compact plants, but the plant, given the right amount of space, can be a little bit bigger as well. So it is a versatile option for those that might want to do some sort of a container garden or might want to grow in the ground as well. Now, my understanding as well is that this is a fairly sweet pepper, a very enjoyable flavor, and it doesn't have a lot of heat, so you can use it regardless of whether you're a person that's looking for heat, at which point you could add it to a salsa or something with peppers that do have more heat, or you can use it if you don't prefer heat, and it'll still add good flavor and sweetness to whatever you might be cooking. So the Marconi Red Sweet Pepper is something I'm certainly excited about, and I look forward to growing and learning about with you. If by chance you yourself have already grown this pepper before, do you like it? What do you think? Do you have any tips for us as we are growing it? If any of those are the case, feel free to comment below and let us know what you're thinking about the Marconi Sweet Pepper. And if you think I'm a fool and we should have done some other type of pepper, what is your favorite type of pepper to grow in your garden? Next up, we're going to talk about our final seed in this seed giveaway, which is the small red cherry heirloom tomato. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like, just a small red cherry tomato. And I chose it simply because it's good to have a very basic cherry tomato for several reasons. One, the flavor is very good. Most people enjoy cherry tomatoes that enjoy tomatoes. And I find that cherry tomatoes are much easier to grow successfully, not as much of a problem of cat facing or other types of cracking. Pest damage tends not to affect an entire crop. And the chance that even a beginner gardener is going to feel successful with something like this is pretty good. And so we're starting from seed, the small red cherry heirloom tomato, and giving out these seeds to the subscribers on the channel. So we hope that you will grow that with us and will enjoy growing it throughout the year. Feel free to also comment in the comment section below if you have a favorite type of cherry tomato that you enjoy growing. I know we've grown several on this channel before, and I personally really think that the cherry tomato is a really good way to go in the garden when you're trying to grow tomatoes, because there are just so many other things that you run into with the larger size tomato that just aren't really an issue with the cherry tomato. So anyhow, the small red cherry heirloom tomato rounds off the list of the free seed giveaway seeds. Let us know in the comments below. Are you excited about this list of seeds? Are you going to be sending us an envelope? I hope you are. And now for the details of how you do send us that envelope. Please send your self-addressed stamped envelope to P.O. Box 23442, Overland Park, Kansas 66283. Again, that's P.O. Box 23442, Overland Park, Kansas 66283. You can send it to Free Seed Giveaway at that address. And please include your own return address in the upper left-hand corner. And then obviously put a stamp on that, and then put your self-addressed stamped envelope, which would be an envelope that has a stamp on it, as well as your address, inside of the envelope that you send to us. We tried to choose seeds that are likely not to get crushed in the mail, but it's possible these seeds could. Particularly, I would think the kale, being a little bit more of a spherical seed, might have more possibility it would get crushed running through the mail. So if you want to include a self-addressed stamped envelope that is a padded envelope, please make sure you send enough postage both to get it to us and to get it back to you. Thank you for tuning in today. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We hope you enjoy the free seeds, and we look forward to growing with you.